Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today is a really good day. A, because it's Thursday, my last day to work this week, and I got a shipment from Big Bad Toy Store, and it's a DC Univers Classics All-Star 2 wave of figures. These are supposed to be hitting retails soon, so those of us that pre-ordered them from some online places are getting them a little bit earlier than the stores will. We'll see if they actually make it to the stores in the quantities, but that's a discussion for a whole another time. This is one of the big reasons why I ordered this wave of figures. Actually, I only ordered 2 figures. I ordered the Red Robin and the new 52 Batman, which Batman is just setting off to the side. We are looking at Tim Drake, Red Robin from the old continuity of comics. And this is the second time that we've ever received a Red Robin. There was a DC Direct version of a Red Robin. Geez, it's probably been a few years ago now. So in action figure form, this is the second time, and this is a very articulated form, and like I said, it is Tim Drake. The box art, as you can see here, is pretty much the same box art that we have received for quite a while in the DC Univers Classics. There's the Red Robin logo there, and they have it off to the side as well. And yep, as always, they have it on the bottom. Turn the light off here. The bottom as well. Put the card back up here. The other figures in the wave, we have New 52 Superman, which if this does come out in retail, I probably will pick up this Superman. Just trying to save some money. I only bought 2. New 52 Batman, and in the old continuity we have Red Robin and Superboy Prime. So I know this wave changed quite a bit with the amount of figures that they were going to have, who was going to be in it. So hopefully if you picked up these, you're happy with the 4 figures that came out in this wave. I am. So I think there we are. Here is the read-up. Hopefully we can get this in frame here. We'll move Red Robin out of the way. I have to turn off the light to read this. There we go. It says, Tim Drake already had an impressive detective and computer hacking skills when Bruce Wayne offered him the opportunity to train and become his protege Robin. And in the new 52, he may have never been Robin, but that's a discussion for later. But when Batman disappeared, Drake went incognito and became Red Robin to find him. During his search, he masterfully formed an alliance with Ra's al Ghul that eventually dismantled Raz's League of Assassins and paved the way for Bruce's return. Drake continued to use his brilliant deductive and martial arts skills as Red Robin, working with the Outsiders and Teen Titans. So now in the new continuity, that's not quite all accurate. So like I said, discussion for a later date. Red Robin, Tim Drake does come with 1 accessory, and he is the only one in this wave to come with any type of accessories. And Red Robin and Tim Drake is always known to have his staff. The only other staff I have is this one that came with the Young Justice, that I believe came with this Robin, Tim Drake, that they just painted it black. And this one, they took out the little grooves. Get the light back on here. They took out the grooves that you see in here and just made it a straight piece, but they did put this little center, I don't know if the camera could pick it up, but the center notches here. It's almost kind of reminds me of Batman Arkham City, where Robin uses his staff. It collapses. It almost looks like this is some type of series of buttons here. So just a little something extra that they put in. So the staff is, actually it's a little bit shorter. So yeah, the staff is shorter than the one that came with the Young Justice Robin, and then this Robin in particular. So we'll get a look at the face sculpt of Red Robin, and I believe for comparison we have this Batman. Get him on this side here. believe this is the same head. Swap out a Batman head. That almost looks like that's what they did. They gave Red Robin some ears that point out from the side of his head like they have in the comics, and then it looks like they filed off the bat ears in the mold and just kind of filled those in as I have him out of frame there. So I'm not going to dock him too much. I mean, the body is basically the same. It's a standard DC UC body all the way through. Part of this cape, I think, is Dr. Midnight's, and the tunic, if I have the right character there. So the only other major sculpting that they did was the bandolier, if I'm saying that right. The extra utility belt that goes around his waist, kind of aka Chewbacca. And so I know some people may kind of say, "Oh, I can't believe Mattel did a shortcut." You know what? We could have not received this figure at all. So I'm very happy, being a Tim Drake fan, to have a Red Robin figure. I don't care if it's the same body that we've received 100 times. If it's Batman's head, that's fine. The only minor complaint that I have is, here is Tim Drake from the Solomon Grundy wave, and you could tell this Tim Drake is a lot taller. So part of me says, why didn't they just use this Tim Drake? Then they would probably have to try and shrink this head. They didn't have a Batman head in this size. So it is what it is in my mind. Hey, Tim grew up a little bit by the time Bruce disappeared, and he was about this size. So I feel like I'm kind of splitting hairs here. I don't want to complain about something that we did get a Red Robin figure, and he's going to look great on my shelf. Since we were on our way for talking about Red Robin, we can bring in Nightwing here, and of course Damian, the current Robin from DC Direct. And there's most of the Robins, and since I don't have a Jason Todd, this is always my stand-in Jason Todd. So here are the Robins that we have received, thus far. I mean, it does look a little odd that Tim Drake is, really small in this one, but I'm fine. That's okay with it. In my mind, hey, he just grew up some, so pull these Robins out of the way, or knock them off, But all the standard DC UC articulation. The cape is a little bit softer than it has been in the past. I think they contribute that to the Young Justice Batman, that this cape on this particular Batman is so thick and top heavy. This almost reminds me of the Dark Knight Rises cape for Batman. It's nice, soft, it's not as heavy, so you don't have the toppling over or going backwards effect that most of the figures do. He stands up very nicely on his own. Even with a little tapping on a table, he's going to stand upright a whole lot. And when we look at Batman, his cape is a completely different mold and sculpt, which is really good, since this is the traditional cape on all of our Batmen. But all the standard UC articulation does turn at the waist. He has an ab crunch here. It does not really hinder, maybe a little bit under the back to where this goes through. It looks like mine is kind of getting pinched here in the back. I hope if you can see that. It's kind of fold down in. I don't usually have my figures crouched over very much. Head does do a 360. It appears that it's on a ball and socket like all of them, but looks like his neck is so long here, or his chin is so long, it's kind of preventing him to be able to pivot that much. I can kind of feel it there, but it's basically just a 360. And everything else is basically exactly the same on all of the DC UC figures. He does turn at the hand here, so that's kind of cool. Nothing at the forearm. Legs do go out a little bit, but the tunic is kind of blocking that a little bit. So that's about all he can do. But everything else from the legs down is exactly the same. So he does have one closed fist here, if I don't know if I pointed that out or not. But I'm really kind of in awe of the figure. I love the Tim Drake character. I wish he would have kind of stayed like this in the new 52. I'm not real crazy about the new Tim Drake costume, but it's growing on me the more that I see it. Would have been really kind of cool is to take this head off, and if this head was in correct proportion, to put this head up there. That would have really made it look like Tim a little bit more, even in the comics, but I do like it. Tim Drake, Red Robin looks very good. You know, 2 days back-to-back, getting 2 figures in the mail. 2 figures in the mail Wednesday and 2 figures in the mail here Thursday. I've got the Bat Signal to review with the rest of the Dark Knight Rises figures. And that's coming up later tonight, which you probably won't see that video till probably Friday. And Red Robin and Batman you may not see till Saturday or Sunday. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot to discuss. The DC UC articulation is pretty much the same throughout, but I think this is a very good figure. Hopefully you pre-ordered it and you don't have to hassle with going to the stores. But Mattel has said that this wave is the last retail wave for right now. So hopefully you'll be able to find it in your local stores. Definitely pick, I think, the must-haves for this figure if you're a Batman fan. The Red Robin is one to definitely get. Especially if you're a Robin fan, as I am. He's going to look great with all your other Robins. And especially Batman 2. Some people are hit or miss about the new 52 Superman. I think he looks kind of cool, so that's one I'll probably pick up. But I have no interest in Superboy Prime at all. So anyway, that's going to do it for this review. I want to go put him on my shelf right now. And I always pair a Batman with a Robin. And I think I'm going to put this with the new 52 Batman, because currently at the moment I have this with my new 52 DC Collectibles Batman. So we'll see what I do. Anyway, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off and saying we will see you guys next time.